Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining me for round 6 of the Bluebell PA Midseason Showdown. At this point, me and Andrew are 3-3. We both apparently love playing each other at tournaments. We played each other at every single Midseason Showdown that we had gone to. We pretty much play at the same level. We're pretty much both at the same skill level. If I had to guess, I think Andrew is a bit better than I am. Probably a lot better than I am, considering the fact that the fucking CP gap is like 200 points, 250 points. And at the time of recording this, he had actually finished second at a Midseason Showdown in Maryland. So that would give him 3 finals in Midseason Showdowns this year, and he won a Midseason Showdown. Those are really good, like, accomplishments for any VGC player, and he is really, really good. And pretty fortunate that we're both friends. We're both able to have fun and play each other. And normally, you know, I would play him, and then I'd be like, you know, YOLOing it and having fun and laughing and bullshitting. But this game was a little bit different. I actually did want to really, really win this game because there was a couple things on the line here. Okay, Andrew wins. He goes 4-2. Potential at top cutting. And, you know, spoilers, he does win this game. A very, very close game at that. He does win this game, goes 4-2. His resistance wasn't high enough, so he ended up finishing, I believe, 13th overall. 13th or 14th overall. But if I win this game, I go 4-2 as well. My resistance was incredibly high. My resistance was so high, if I went 4-2 and I checked the top cut ratings after this, I would have actually finished 5th overall. Because my resistance was so high. There was a lot of 4-2s at this tournament. I believe there was like there was a 6-0, which was Danzo. There's 3 5-1s, and then there was everyone else was 4-2. And if I would have 4-2 again, like I said, I would have finished 5th overall. So I was kind of upset because I did lose this because of a huge choke on my part. Granted, he played phenomenally, and he gained his win condition by, you know, taking advantage of my misplays. But yet again, like I had said, his team composition was really threw me off. As you're going to see in this battle, and he played really, really well to gain his position to win the game. We're going to hop right into this. His team was Xerneas Mashirina. This is the second Mashirina I played in this game, but this is the first Mashirina that someone had actually brought against me in this tournament. Kangaskhan, Smeargle, Landorus, and Groudon. Now, my famous lead, yet again, like I had said, is my Smeargle and my my Landorus. I mean, my Smeargle and my Gengar lead. But I'm gonna go ahead and actually lead with my Landorus and my Gengar right here, in case he wanted to lead with his Kangaskhan. I'd be able to get a nice Intimidate on Kangaskhan, or if he wanted to lead his, you know, his Groudon as well, get Intimidate on his Groudon. And I'm gonna go ahead and withdraw my Landorus because I didn't have a favorable matchup right here. I didn't really know what the Mashirina could do. In retrospect, I could have actually U-turned it and then got some nice chip damage onto it, because obviously what it's going to do is it's going to set up Trick Room. It's the only reason why it's on the field, and I know that. You know, again, turn 1, he's probably not expecting a Hidden Power Ice, considering the fact that I never revealed it against him in any game that we had played against each other when I was playing with this team. The Smeargle and the Gengar are now on the field, and the Smeargle is something that I should have led with against him to begin with, because I could have went for a fake out into the Mashirina, stole one more turn out with the Trick Room, and then the following turn he would be forced to go for another Trick Room and potentially protect with the Groudon so he could set up the Trick Room, and then I would have been able to Dark Void it with my Smeargle, because I would have been on speed, regardless whether or not he had actually set up the Trick Room or not. So not leading the Smeargle right there to begin with is a huge, huge blunder on my part. Yet again, fake out Dark Void following turn, and I pretty much shut down the Mashirina, barring the fact that it's not Lumberry, and barring the fact that I do hit the Dark Void, but I could have got some good chip damage on it, as well as potentially poisoning in it if I didn't hit the Dark Void with a Sludge Bomb. So, I'm trying to pretty much climb out of a hole right here. I need to stall out some turns of Trick Room. Obviously, he's going to have Mid-Speed Groudon. I'm going to try to do my best to at least shut him down, and then force him to just basically go for Precipice Blades. He's going to set up the Gravity right here. My Fake Out, as you just seen right there, actually missed the Groudon because the previous turn, and I was aware of it. I was aware that my accuracy had decreased by 1 stage, but I didn't really think that a 100% chance to hit a move at that point would have missed, but it pretty much came down to being almost as if it was like a Precipice Blades, 85% accurate at that point. So I missed the Fake Out into the Groudon, So now what happens is I don't get a free switch into my Kyogre because I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll just, just go for a fake out into Groudon, biggest threat on the field, obviously, right now that can pull off any type of offense. And, waste one turn of Trick Room right here, get in my Kyogre, and then, I'd be able to take a Precipice Blade the following turn, and then I could just go for a, Water Spout. That's pretty much what my game plan was right there. And I'd be looking pretty good if I'd actually gotten that Fake Out off, but unfortunately, that's not the case, so there's 2 fuck-ups right there on my part in this game already, and I'm even climbing out of a bigger hole right here. And he's just going to go for the Precipice Blades. It's going to actually miss my Smeargle, because not only did I get a accuracy decrease, but I got an evasiveness increase. So that is the reason why Precipice Blades had actually missed, because Precipice Blades at the point after gravity would have been normal accuracy on my Smeargle. So I need to start stalling out more turns of Trick Room right here, because basically streaming down Schitt's Creek without a paddle right now because of that damage onto my Kyogre. And then right here, what I'm going to do is, I believe I go ahead and switch in my land. No. What I do is I go for Wide Guard. That's it. And he was not expecting the Wide Guard, even though I revealed it against him before. And I was like, okay, Wide Guard has a priority of +3. I'll be able to get this off before he gets the Hypnosis off. And he's not going to be able to get the Precipice Blades off, and now I can go for a Water Spout. Water Spout will guarantee take out the Groudon and get chip damage onto the Machirana. Granted, it's not enough chip damage onto the Machirana, as you're going to see in a few turns, because he's going to go ahead and set up another Trick Room, which is pretty much imperative of his win in this game. And my Kyogre is unfortunately not strong enough to take it out with a Scald, because at this point, going for Water Spouts wouldn't have been able to take it out regardless, even if it had got a crit. So I'm going to switch into my Landorus right here. What I really should have done was, I should have gone for a, I think I stalled out Trick Room enough for me to, no, after this turn, Trick Room will expire, because yes, what I do is I go for a Protect with my, Shamoo right there. I switch into my Lander so that I can Intimidate on the Kangaskhan. He's going to crit me right here with Psychic right there. And Dimension switch back to normal. And yeah, it's part of the game. I didn't really mind the crit at the time until the next turn, because what happens is he's going to Sucker Punch my Landorus, which I felt was kind of too obvious, so that's why I end up going for an attack. But he really lost nothing by going for the Sucker Punch into my Landorus, because, okay, I switch out, it fails, I get a Pokemon in here, say like Gengar or something like that, and he still sets up the Trick Room, and then now he threatens with either Sucker Punch or Psychic on my Gengar. I really can't do anything. I'm really threatened by Trick Room. So I'm like, okay, I have to stop him from setting up the Trick Room. If he goes for a Double Edge into my Kyogre, takes out my Kyogre, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do my best to take out this Machirana. So right here, what I do is I actually Earthquake. Get some good damage onto the Kangaskhan and potentially take out the Machirana with like a crit, but he goes ahead and goes for a Sucker Punch retrospect, and that's where the Psychic crit mattered. If you see how much damage that Sucker Punch did after the Intimidate, if the Psychic didn't get a crit, the Sucker Punch wouldn't have knocked out my Landorus right there. So I'm going to do my very best, like I had said, to try to get rid of this Machirana, because I know it's going to go for another Trick Room, but unfortunately the Scald will not be enough, and he's going to get another Trick Room up. And I didn't know what speed the Kangaskhan had yet again, because he didn't reveal it, because he had gone for a Fake Out and a Sucker Punch. So I'm going to put in my Gengar right here. I know I could take one Psychic from the Machirana, and this is the biggest choke of the entire tournament on my part. What I should have done was protected Kyogre, because obviously the Kangaskhan can hit my Gengar unless it goes for a Sucker Punch. In his position, he did not need to go for a Sucker Punch, because all he had to have done was Psychic my Gengar. He may have thought that he would have been able to take out my Gengar with the Psychic, which with all reasoning, you should be able to, unless the Gengar has investment, in which I do. That's why I survived it, and I knew I could survive the Psychic. But what I should have done was, again, protect protected Kyogre. I honestly wasn't anticipating the Kangaskhan. Yet again, let me pause this for a second. The Kangaskhan attacked before the Kyogre. I was not anticipating the Kyogre to be slower than the Kangaskhan under the Trick Room. That's where his team composition completely threw me off, and that was phenomenal on his part to make that Kangaskhan slower than the Primals, because yet again he did not reveal his speed with the Fake Out and the Sucker Punch, which is something that you want to do to throw your opponents off. Set up the Trick Room. Now you can reveal your speed at that point, and you are faster under the Trick Room, and then you can double edge low kick at that point. You know, that was really good on his part. He caught me off guard. But to play it safe, I really should have protected with my Shamoo. Stole it out another turn of Trick Room. Sludge bombed the Masherna, because the Masherna was the only means of offense he had to take out my Gengar. Unless I attacked, and he Sucker Punched my Gengar. But like I had said, right there, he did not need to do that. All he needed to do was double edge the Kyogre and Psychic the Gengar. And then all I needed to do was protect Shamoo and then go for a Sludge Bomb into the Masherna. Masherna is taken out by the Gengar, and at that point, it doesn't matter whether or not every single Pokemon on my team goes down. If I go for a Perish Song, there will be enough turns left in Trick Room in order for Gengar to be the slowest Pokemon on the field. And at that point, if it comes down to it, my Gengar would pass out after Kangaskhan, because Kangaskhan is faster than Kangaskhan under the Trick Room. So that was a huge misplay on my part, and fortunately it's going to be my undoing in this battle, and he played the end game phenomenally. I'm going to put in my Smeargle right here. My Smeargle has not taken a turn of sleep because of the wide guard when he went for an Hypnosis. So I'm going to go for a Fake Out right here. I cannot wake up. He's just going to go ahead and go for a Double Edge and a Psychic, knowing that the Psychic will, you know, take out my Gengar. And he's going to Double Edge. That will take out my Brocasso. And, yep, that's pretty much game. So what I have to do right now is I have to go for 3 Protects in a row, because like I had said, the Trick Room is up, so if I get triple Protects off, my Gengar will pass out last. Last Pokemon on the field to pass out from Perish Song will be the victor. I do get the double Protect to make the game a little bit more exciting, and then people were surrounding at this point, and I put my arms up in the air because I knew the only way for me to win this match was for me to go for a triple Protect. I did not get it. He gets the Psychic off, and I end up losing the match. So that was a very close game. A lot of shit happened in this game. A lot of stuff. We crits, misses on both parts with a Fake Out and the Precipice Blades. The Masherna just completely throwing my game plan off right there. Like I'd said, if I led with the Smeargle and I led with the Gengar, it's a different story. If I U-turned with the Landorus instead of switching it out, yet again, it's a different story. But I don't know why I didn't U-turn with the Landorus. I don't know why. I can't even think of the reason why I didn't U-turn with the Landorus, because I know I would have been able to outspeed the Landorus with my Gengar, get the Hidden Power Ice off, and then I freely U-turn. It would have done probably 30 to 40%, and then at that point in the battle where my Kyogre needed to Scald KO the Masherna, it would have at that point, because it would have enough chip damage at that point. So many misplays on my part. And it's going to be my undoing, and now I'm looking back at this and analyzing this video. I know I will never make the same mistakes again. I won't. Whether it be against Andrew, whether it be against anyone else. I really went back on this battle, and I watched it 100 times, and I really was kicking myself in the ass. Because you really can't sleep on opponents like Andrew or anyone else that is very good at this game. But that's going to be it. I went 3-3 in the tournament. Could have went 4-2 top cut it, but, you know, that wasn't the case. It's going to happen. And Andrew did get his Worlds invite today by getting into the finals. And congratulations, Andrew. He's a very good battler. And I would have... I guess I would have... I wouldn't... I don't even know how to word this. See? I can't speak English. I probably would have... I didn't mind losing to Andrew is what I'm trying to say right here. Because I know he's a really good player and he's one of my friends. And we went out to fucking, I don't know, PJ Wilhan's afterwards, and we had lunch and all together. It was a fun day. It was an altogether fun day. But looking back at this video, I know there's many things I could have done right, and I didn't do them right, so I'll do them right next time, hopefully. and make a few more changes to this team because I really like this team. Anyway, guys, that is it. Thank you for watching my videos for the Bluebell PA tournament, and I think the next tournament they're going to be going to is the Massachusetts Regionals, and hopefully I'll be able to actually record my videos at that tournament. Anyway, bye, guys.